Jana. He's not allowing me to go on. He's going slow. So the entrance to East Tunnel Bug. Hey, auto, cut. So this is the underpass that they are constructing for the past, I think, more than 6 years. And this is taking a lot of time. To avoid this, we have to take that small tunnel. Because this is not completed, we have to take that small tunnel. And in peak traffic hours, must be assured you'll be stuck over there, because it's only wide enough for a single vehicle to pass. Okay. So again, what's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I'm sorry I couldn't vlog because the traffic was huge and also there were a lot of vehicles, and I didn't wanted the noise to filter in. Also said that I hope everybody is safe in this lockdown and are at home. As I mentioned, I am doing this vlog just outside my house, and there's a road which goes beside my house, and that is where I'm doing this motor vlog. So as the topic says and as the thumbnail says, do you really have to buy a higher cc bike, and is it really suggestible to spend your hard-earned money to purchase a higher cc bike which is around 8 to 9 lakhs if you are interested in touring in India? So that is the topic that I want to talk about, and also I will be, as I mentioned, which bike that you need to look for and what bike that you have to buy. That is also something that I want to talk about, because if you are into touring and if you are an avid tourer and wanted to start a motor vlogging channel because you are into touring, then a bigger cc bike is certainly needed. But do you really need to spend so much of money? That is something that we will talk about. So let's pack the bike and let's discuss this quickly. This is the second-hand Dominar, and I think this has clocked around 5,000 kilometers, and I have done roughly around 2,000 kilometers after that. It's been 6 months with me, and yes, I've used it mainly for touring, and that is what the vlogs that you have seen. So the Dominar is a very good vehicle, and it is certainly a touring purpose vehicle. The main reason for this is because it has a higher cc engine, which is the 400cc engine, which is Duke inspired and comes with triple spark plug for better combustion. The other plus point that it has is that it has 6 gearing, which ensures that the highway cruising is at a constant 120 and a little more than that at 130 and 135. So on that note, this bike is also a heavy bike. It is roughly around 181 kgs, and it is very much stable on the highways, and aiding to that is the fatter 43mm front forks and the mono suspension. So the overall stance of the vehicle is a big bike feel with all the touring essentials. So the other plus point is that this has a neutral seating stance, where the seating posture is not too aggressive, where it is lean forward, or neither it is too laid back like a cruiser. It is right in between, and that also makes a difference if you are looking for a touring bike. The other goodies that it has is that it has ABS, and it is dual channel, and the front is a massive disc unit. The rear also is a disc. The ABS is also is not intrusive. It does the job, and for the price, it seriously is bang for the money. The other good thing is that it has around a 12 to 13 liter fuel tank, and it with tank range of with a mileage of around 35 to around 38 on the highway, this has a good tank range. As it's a 400cc single cylinder engine and it is a rev happy engine, it also gets the coolant, and this is liquid cooling. The other plus point is that this bike comes with a powerful 10-point LED system, and this certainly lights up the entire road with the pilot headlamps. So this is also a plus. Yes, it doesn't have anything for wind protection, but there are a lot of accessories that you can mount to ensure that you don't get the wind blast. On the instrumentation console, it has all the telltale signs. It has the battery indicator, the coolant indicator, the oil indicator, and it also has the fuel gauge indicator. It has trip 1, trip 2 to record your mileage and to record your distance. The switchgear quality is also very nice, and it is top notch. It is backlit. It comes with all the required essentials that you are looking for a bike. The stance is seat. It is has a commanding seating stance, and also the seat is also pretty wide and very comfortable. Coming to the bike, and if you are into touring, yes, there are bikes which stay and 300 to 400. So which bike you have to buy, and how much is the cost that you have to put or invest? So before that, I want to answer the question that how often do you tour? Who tours occasionally once in 2 months, and you are touring kilometers is close to 600 to 800 kilometers, then I think you need to look for a mid-range touring bike. And why is because if you are an avid tourer, and if you are spending and the other time that you would be doing is mostly in the city rides, so you need a bike which is not only light and also nimble in the city, but also can have touring capability. 250cc bikes are the beginner's choice, and certainly the 250cc Duke or the newly launched 250cc Dominar would be the preferred one. An avid tourer, and if you are constantly on the road, and if touring is your main motto, and the 300 to 400cc bikes are also something that you can look for, because the margin between the 250s and the 400, especially for this one, is close to 30,000 rupees. So it's not much, because the essential part is the bigger the engine, the better the touring joy that you would be having. So on that would be the ideal choice, or the 650 Interceptor would also be the ideal choice, where you need to shell out another 15 to 20,000 more. But again, your speed is around 110, and if you are clocking around 110 to 130, that is something is a preferred speed. Anything between 100 to 130 is something where you can tour better, especially in our Indian roads. Anything more than that or anything less than that, either you will slow up the entire pack, or else anything more than that, it is dangerous, because our roads are really not suitable for such speeds which is above the 400cc, or which are above the 2,80,000 mark. These bikes will again make a lot of difference will not make much of a difference, because again the speeds that you will be clocking is around 150, 130 or 140, and probably you might reach little more, 10 to 20 kilometers more. That you need to really understand that are you really want to spend an additional 1 or 2 lakhs for these big bikes. So that you need to make, and that is something that you need to do a perfect calculation, because on the other side, investing on a bike which is around 2.5 to around 2.8 lakhs is a huge investment. But having said that, you should also ensure that you need to keep around 30,000 for the safety gear, and another 10 to 15,000 on the services based on the service intervals. They say is around 6 to 7,000 kilometers, costing me around 1,500 to 1,800. It also depends on wear and tear of the vehicle, and if you go for a higher cc bikes, which is the Japanese or the Suzukis or the Yamahas, you end up paying a lot if you are factoring the service or the maintenance cost. So now you need to really think about what is your primary objective, like what is your primary goal if you're looking to start a motovlogging channel, or if you're looking for a touring bike. If you, as I said, if you are constantly into touring, and if you are a person who wants to do the entire India, think about the budget. And if your budget is limited, then the 3 to 400 cc vehicles are the ideal choice for you, because you can certainly clock better speeds in that. The end of ownership is also less on these bikes. They also come with indigenous brands, not to mention local, but these are indigenous brands, like Bajaj is one. Then you can rest be assured that the service cost and service maintenance is all less. Know if you feel that you are somebody experience the thrill of a super bike and want to go upwards beyond 600cc to 800cc vehicles, then the bikes as well, like the Versys 650, the Interceptor 650, but again I have not called the Interceptor to be the expensive one. Cost more and goes around 6 lakhs or little more than that. So having said that, you really need to spend that money and also factor in the additional EMI. So if you have the money and if you have the budget, then certainly you can go for that, because that would be a one-time investment. And also you need to factor in the fact that if it's a bike that you're buying and forgetting for the rest of the couple of years, then go for all this super bike. And in the current market, where all the indigenous brands are catching up, the resale value of these super bikes is drastically reducing. So, and finally, I would also like to talk about owning the second-hand market bikes. Most of the super bikes, or most of the touring capable bikes, these bikes are taken in a haste, I feel, and people just take it and they invest a lot of money, and once when the passion dies out, they sell it out and they check for another bike, and then likewise they pick up another bike. Vehicle which is in a good condition, and it is the higher cc segment vehicle, and then also that investing in that is also a good. First is your passion. How passionate are you for long drives? Second is the cost and the income. If you have the budget, then go for a big bike. But if you are limited on your budget and you're going in EMIs and all those things, then think about it, the 3 to 400cc bikes, which cost around 2.5 to around 3 lakhs. So these bikes also are a good choice. These are all indigenous brands, like the Royal Enfield, the Dominar. These are all good brands. So think about that. The third thing is that look for something where you can venture into the second-hand bike market. Even that is something that you can look for, because getting a good bike in second-hand market is also something that is suggestible, and also you can get a lot of bikes, because again, to be very honest, there are a lot of IT folks and the young IT crowd who are interested into biking, but they don't have the passion actually to take it forward. So most of them, they take it, they buy it, the passion dies down in a year maximum, or less than that in few cases, like my owner, and then they sell the bike. They sell it, they have to sell it at a cheap price, because the Indian bike market is a price conscious market, so go for it. And then I think you with all these 3 points you will certainly end up making a wise decision. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do so, please like and subscribe to my channel. This is Kevin signing off, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.